Every day, trillions of dollars move through the global economy. Behind some of the world's biggest investments is a company most people have never heard of. It doesn't build cars, sell products, or create technology, but it has become one of the most powerful financial institutions on Earth. The year was 1988. America was riding the longest peacetime economic expansion in its history. The stock market was recovering from the crash of 1987, and on Wall Street risk was everywhere, but few people knew how to measure it. Larry Fink was 35 years old. He'd already made a name for himself at First Boston, one of Wall Street's elite investment banks, helping build the mortgage-backed securities market. But after a costly trading error that lost his firm tens of millions, Fink left with a lesson that would define the rest of his career. Managing risk isn't just important, it's everything. In 1988, Fink and 7 partners, including Rob Capito and Ben Golub, founded a new firm. They called it BlackRock. Their mission was radical: use technology and data to understand risk the way no one had before. They started in a single office, no famous clients, no flagship building, just the belief that smarter risk management could change the way the world invests. In the 1990s, while other firms chased returns, BlackRock was building something different. A system. They called it Aladdin, Asset, Liability, Debt and Derivative Investment Network. At its core, a risk analytics platform capable of analyzing thousands of scenarios at once, stress testing portfolios, flagging dangers before they became disasters. For the first time, a firm wasn't just asking how do we make money, they were asking what could go wrong and what does it look like when it does. Then came 2008. When Lehman Brothers collapsed and the world's financial system stood at the edge of catastrophe, the United States government called BlackRock. Not Goldman Sachs, not JP Morgan, BlackRock. They were hired to help unwind the toxic assets of Bear Stearns, AIG and Freddie Mac, portfolios so complex few people on the planet fully understood them. BlackRock did, because Aladdin had been processing that kind of risk for years. When the dust settled, the world understood something new. Whoever controls the risk, controls the money. Through the 2000s and 2010s, BlackRock didn't just grow, it transformed. In 2006, they merged with Merrill Lynch investment managers, instantly doubling their assets. Then in 2009 came the move that changed everything, the acquisition of Barclays Global Investors for $13.5 billion. With Barclays came iShares, the world's largest provider of exchange-traded funds. Suddenly, BlackRock wasn't just a risk management firm, it was the backbone of how millions of everyday investors held stocks, bonds, and commodities. A teacher in Ohio, a pensioner in London, a student in Singapore. Without knowing it, millions of people were invested through BlackRock. By 2023, BlackRock's assets under management had crossed $10 trillion, more than the GDP of every country on Earth, except the United States and China. One firm, $10 trillion, 30 countries. With that kind of size comes something inevitable: attention. Every year, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink writes an open letter to the heads of the world's largest corporations, and every year it makes headlines. Fink has used these letters to address climate change, corporate responsibility, and the long-term duties of capital. Some applaud the position, others push back, hard. Critics on one side argue that a money manager shouldn't be setting social agendas. Critics on the other say BlackRock doesn't go far enough. For its part, BlackRock maintains that its primary obligation is to its clients, generating long-term returns while accounting for long-term risks. At the center of the debate is a question that only grows louder as the firm grows larger. When a single company holds meaningful stakes in nearly every major corporation on Earth, what does that mean for markets, for competition, and for power? There are no easy answers, but the conversation is happening, and BlackRock sits at the center of it. BlackRock's journey is a story about technology, investing, and the power of capital. A company that started with a simple idea that risk could be understood, measured, and managed became one of the most influential financial institutions in modern history. Whether you view that rise with admiration, curiosity, or caution, one thing is certain. The story of BlackRock is the story of how money moves in the modern world.